Hey, welcome back to Undefined Therapy, and today we're going to be talking about starting to journal. Yes, there's a lot of buzz, and I know that a lot of people have taken advantage of being able to journal. But as we're approaching 2019, I want to make sure that for people who are trying to have a fresh start, who want to know all about this journaling, that I also make a video catering to the foundation of journaling. So if you're new to journaling or you have already been journaling and you want to kind of just still know some suggestions, then today I'm going to be talking about 8 suggestions for people who are getting into journaling. I hope that this is really helpful for you guys. Now, if it's your first time finding this channel, then I definitely want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a mental health video. And if you're already a subscriber, then I want to say welcome back. I'm so happy to see you guys. Now, let's jump on into the suggestions for journaling. Number 1 is keep it private. Now, I know for myself, when I am diving into that vault back there, I'm like, I don't want nobody to know what I write about, what I'm thinking, or how I'm feeling. That's the purpose of a journal, for just me in my journal. Now, if I'm constantly worrying about somebody reading it, then I'm not going to be as truthful. I'm not going to be as honest. So that's why it's important to find ways to keep your privacy. Now, some suggestions for you might be under your mattress, behind the bed, in the closet, maybe keeping an actual lockbox with a key, but do things that give you the security that when you're going to be sitting down and writing and taking that time to really pour into yourself and be open and honest, that you have a place to also keep it private for it to just stay between you and yourself. Number 2 is find your entrance into journaling. Find what sets the mood for you. It may be candles, it may be music, it may be a 5-minute deep breathing exercise for yourself. Find what works that will just allow you to just be calm, able to be honest, and to be open with yourself. For myself, I actually love candles. I got one like right here for myself, and I got one burning right there because I love the aroma, I love the smell. It kind of just puts me into a very calming place. I also love music. Now, it doesn't have to be my type of music. I really love music that I can kind of sing and hum along as I'm writing. But for you, that may be distracting, so you may want something more soothing and calming. That's why it's important to have a little trial and error, but find ways to set the mood for you to have entryway into journaling. Number 3 is put the date on it. It's something that I know a lot of people are like, wait a minute, why do you need to say that? Because you may forget it. If you like sit down and you set the mood and you're like, I'm ready to journal, and you are just gushing with thoughts, or maybe you're actually even stuck, putting the date might be the last thing on your mind. And when you're journaling, you want to know, it's kind of like a snapshot, like where you are at that moment. So if you forget the date and you're like now 3 months ahead or even a couple weeks ahead, and you're like, man, like, let me open up my journal. What was I thinking or how was I feeling that day? And you ain't got the date, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm happy that I know what I wrote and what I said and that I'm not there anymore, but when was it? So it may be small, but don't forget the date because, as I said before, it's a snapshot of where you are. Number 4 is keep it. Yes, I said it, keep it, even though you're gushing or even though you may be going through something difficult at that time, or maybe you're just singing your praises of how great your life is going right now, but make sure you keep it. After you fill up one, start a new one because there are different chapters in your life. So reread it again in a couple months, in a couple years for you to see, oh my gosh, like I've grown this much, or I've been able to overcome this anxiety, or I used to think of my body in this way and I don't, or I used to be in this type of relationship and now I'm not. So keeping it and rereading it to track your progress and to just kind of say, oh my gosh, like I've been really doing well and I've really been processing, or just to say that I've been proud of myself. So there are lots of things that you can learn. So make sure you keep it and reread it. Number 5 is just write. Yeah. Just write. So simple again, but it's so important because this is catering to my new journalers out there. And there are lots of reasons that you can come up with why you will not journal. My pen don't look good. I keep messing up this word. I don't like the way I write. There are so many different reasons. So just keep it simple. Just write. Just get those ideas out, get those thoughts and feelings out, and you might surprise yourself. I also made another video about just reasons to do it. So it's definitely helpful for you to look at that if you need some motivation to get to the journaling part. But just write, just free flow. Number 6 is be truthful. No one needs to give you permission. If you need it, I'm giving it to you. This is your permission to accept your thoughts, to accept your feelings. You don't need to have somebody validate it. That's what the journaling is for, your pen, your thoughts, and your feelings. So take this time to be honest with yourself, especially in this world where it's hard to be honest with anyone, that you don't allow that to seep into your own healing as a prevention, as a barrier. So be honest. Number 7 is find a journal that fits you. There are like tons, and I do mean tons, of different types of journals out there. So as I mentioned earlier, there's bullet, there's chronological, there's habit journals. There are lots of different journals out there. So make sure that when you take the time, you find one that you actually like. Now, if you're like, I don't know what is out there, get a composition book. Like start out with there, start out with your planner, take a scrap piece of paper and staple it together. I don't care what you do. I just want you to find a way for yourself to put down those thoughts. As you get more comfortable, because this is for my beginners, then maybe you will go out there and purchase one, or maybe you're like, I absolutely need a nice one for me to even start. Like I said, find a journal, find a method that's right for you just to get started. And number 8 is there are no rules. Now, as I'm telling you some suggestions, this is not the gospel. None of the other videos about the ways that people journal, that's just for inspiration. Don't feel like that has to be, your journaling goals. Don't feel like if it doesn't look like that, then it's not right, because there are no rules. As I've talked about in these 8 ways, that there is no rules. It's really for catering for yourself, because this is your journey. Don't let anybody dictate it. Don't let anybody define it. You see that? Undefined therapy. So there you have it. That was 8 suggestions on how you can get started with journaling today, right now, as you're going into 2019. So rewatch this, bookmark it, that if you're ready to take that world by storm and ready to take your healing into your own hands, then do it. I give you permission. If you like this type of video, then definitely give me the like button. Don't forget to subscribe here down below. And in the comments down, let me know if you plan on starting to journal in 2019, or if you're already starting to journal, or if you're going to suggest journaling to someone else. I'd love to hear what you have to say down below in the comments. And as always, I will see you next time.